instances when maybe I could have opened up more if the men would have shut up. Okay. But some of them just kept rambling, almost like you're trying to control the conversation so that I can't say anything. I can't get a word in.
Quite a few of us are religious, and they just felt a concern. Will there be this support of somebody that you date that might be religious? How would that work?
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Button 91. Listen, I'm a bit late today. Apologies, guys. I've been working behind the scenes doing some real work. I'm not saying that YouTube isn't real work, but listen, Ready to Love, episode 3. Let me just say this first and foremost, okay? Emily, baby girl. And you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing the whole host of excuses that she's willing to give this season, because whenever someone gets kicked out and then they have a little bit of a tantrum after, I'm always looking forward to the excuses they're going to use. Maybe they're going to say to us, oh, you know, the guys don't, you know, I was sick and tired of it. And the guys were just like this and that. And I just want, you know, they usually have some level of excuses as to why they do what they do. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to keep it a buck and keep it real. It's a bit of a mad one still. But listen, we're here. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Ready to Love episode 3. You know, unfortunately, Emily had to go. And also, some of the comments that we made last week on our super panel actually came up in this episode. Some of the stuff around, you know, Emily and her use of her sexuality and using, you know, the breasts to convince the men that she's wanted. And I think we're going to have a real conversation about that a little bit later on. But I think that's, it was highlighted by Seaway as well, especially. And we spoke about this last week about how she needs to focus more on the mental aspect. And even when it was mentioned to her, she said, obviously, you know, the guy that she wants, or whatever, or the guy that's going to want her will be okay with it. And she still missed the idea behind as to why people were pointing that out. And the fact that they pointed it out on the show is even bigger than that. You know what I mean? But the rest of this episode, interesting relationships getting built as of yet. Donna and Darius having a conversation. Now, Donna, I don't know why you told that man about himself, because it was unprovoked, unnecessary. I'm sure production probably pushed you as well, but they sent you into the gulag because it is the men's week to vote. Why would you want and go and tell him this particular truth? Like, it don't even make sense, babe. I get it. Darius may need to know that my arm is looking delicious. Oh my gosh, damn. I understand that Darius may need to know some truths, but sis, when you go in there all guns blazing, talking about how he isn't that, you know, you feel how you feel about him, I'm like, sis, you've barely had a conversation with him. You might want to get to know him first. Not because he's your type or he's your mate, but because then your observations are not so shallow. If you're not gonna get to know him, don't say it at all. Because I'm like, you just outed yourself as a judgmental person. And whilst I think everyone's entitled to feel how they feel, my good sis, you are causing carnage for yourself by doing that. Let's just have a look at this little part here. I was like, come on, babe. Come on.
I don't judge people like that.
No, I don't think it was much of a judgment. I think part of it was my own experience with people who have given me the same type of interaction that you gave me.
But you didn't get to know me.
A lot of women feel this way about you. And I'm the one.
Whenever someone goes as well, oh man, everyone says the exact same thing about you. Baby girl, don't worry about what they're saying, sweetheart. You come out and say what you need to say, because it's you that feels it, no one else, sweetheart. We ain't got to bring everybody else in. People who do that, I find them a little bit annoying, just because of what it ends up doing is it becomes he said, she says, but then it also becomes a problem, because what ends up happening is people find themselves in a space where they end up dragging other people into the mess when it should just be your mess. So now you got to find out who else said what you felt like, who else said those words. Now you got to find those things out, and it's like, babe, nobody wants to find that out. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, you're going to cause unnecessary drama between himself and other people, and simply because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to back it, you back it, but don't bring everybody else into it. Even if they said it, you say what you want to say for now. Unless the girls have given you the all clear to go and say something, I wouldn't be saying anything. You're causing yourself more carnage, more issues, more problems as well. So, yeah, I just wanted to just say that little part as well. I thought you know, that was a massive thing as well. Okay, quickly as well, we had a good conversation, or I should say a little bit of a conversation between Chris and Shannon as well. I like Shannon and Chris, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Blossom. I like that.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Sure.
I really like to be present in my conversation. I don't like to
Oh
be...
man, sorry, hold on.
Glad you don't think I'm stuck up. Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, no, you're not stuck up at all. I think
Thank
you're,
you.
you're extremely sweet.
It's interesting as well. I'm surprised that people think that Shannon is stuck up. Like, I never got Shannon, the type Shannon got stuck up, but I guess maybe because she might have a little bit of class about her. She might have a little bit of that energy. So I can see maybe why someone, then I can see why someone might say a bit stuck up. But I never got that stuck up energy from Shannon. I always felt like she was pretty cool. She's a bit of a nerd. And that's why her and Devon get along. But now it makes sense why Devon went after Dominique. Because you have to think of it from a perspective of, if you've been somebody who's been quote unquote classed as the nerd, right? Sometimes the bad boy, the bad girl, the girl that's got no restraint, the guy that's got no restraint, the one that's got a little bit less boundaries, that's a little bit more free, that's got a bit more social mobility. They can be very attractive because they are not completely an opposite. They are an aspirational person to you, because they have a set of skills that you may not necessarily exist in on a regular basis. It's very enticing and very seductive, and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, right? So now it makes sense why Devon went after Dominique the way he did, because actually she's unrepressed, she's sexual, but she's also classy with it. You know, she knows what she wants, she's direct. It's attractive, you know, very different from being the nerd that he might be. And I say nerd and respectful in terms of like the academic, the intellectual, the liking the likes of Harry Potter, which, by the way, me too, I like Harry Potter. You know what I mean? If I was going to be in any particular group, I'd probably end up being a Gryffindor myself. You know what I mean? So, you know, you can go with your Hufflepuff stuff over here, but I'm a Gryffindor brother right here, you know? So I also get that perspective as well, right? I totally understand that. Let me just make sure I got this in the middle as well, because, you know, we got it on two things. Okay, so that was cool. And then we had Darius and Ashley as well. I think I hope Ashley doesn't get twanged. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm gonna be prejudging Darius a little bit as well.
What about you? I know you want some kids.
I do. I desire kids.
Okay, how many think?
I mean, ideally, like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Ashley's real fine. I can't lie to you. Ashley is fine. Ashley's beautiful, blood. I don't know what it is about the Ashleys on these shows. I'm sure I'm still beefing the original Ashley. But, you know, the Ashleys are fine. She's a fine woman. All right. Now, she wants 2 or 3 kids. He's already got 4. I said, sis, are you sure? Okay. I don't know how the ages of those children are. So I need to find out how old they are. But my first impression was when I heard that he had 4 kids, and I said, sis, where them 4 kids at? Like, are they, how old are they? You know, we can put as much chinchillas and furs on as we want, but my guy, I want to know where them kids at. That's what I'm trying to find out. Like, where are the kids at? Like, what's going on? What's the age group? So that we can understand, because 4 kids is a lot. Now, they might be grown and old. They might have moved out the house, and actually 4 kids isn't anything. Do you get me? But then if you add her 2 or 3 that she wants, he's already 40. I was like, okay, cool. 2 or 3 kids could actually, you know, it might be a tall ask, but okay, I see where we're trying to go, you know. But yeah, Ashley just seems really, really cool. It's interesting because Ashley has 2 sides of her. Very much like similar to what I was saying about Devon wanting somebody who's a bit more unrepressed. I see the same thing with Ashley. Ashley is a very pretty girl, right? But the way she acted with Cardi and to Darius, 2 different things. Like, was really interesting to see another side of her. We see this like chic looking kind of girl here where she's like, I'm just a girl, you know, like
I'm a sharpshooter. You know, we ain't like no
murder.
We know she's passionate about well, she said obviously she's getting flustered talking to him, but then we see a different side to her talking to Cardi, because she got the glasses on when she's talking to Cardi, but she loves the intellectual conversation. I need Cardi, you know. Let me just show you this little part here. Yeah, here we go.
Women too.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to. I don't know if you ever had an argument and then like if you hold somebody's hand, like you can't argue like that.
And I be too mad. I can't hug right in that
I
moment.
don't see too many people being mad at you though. You know.
I'm here.
And we suddenly get is kind of like a different energy. Like she's still sweet, she's still that sweet girl. It's just a different energy, and of course her physical appearance also changed. She put the glass on, she slipped back the hair. You know, she got the black top on. So it's very different to what we see at the ice rink, right? And of course, you know, you change up your style. But I also felt like her energy also was a bit more different. Like, you know, you can see that obviously with her arms folded in that particular position, you know, and kind of just really focused on Cardi in that space. And I sense that she got some level of well, she said it herself, she was mentally stimulated. And my hope is, and I said this before, don't make a dumb decision. My arm is looking, wow, coach, the training is working differently. Don't make a decision on, don't make a decision based on, don't make an incorrect decision. I right now, from what I can see, I don't know, we don't know Darius too well, but right now, Darius and Cardi, they're not the same. And so for me right now, Darius is very much, he's giving, doesn't mean he is. Very much, Darius is giving the cocky, kind of arrogant, kind of flashy individual, right? Versus Cardi, who's a bit more grounded, a bit more chill. And it's like, if you like a mental connection, I don't know if you got that from Darius, but it seems that you got that from Cardi. So then why go to, you know what I mean? So you got to be very careful what you choose. You feel what I'm saying to you? Like, I'd be very careful what I choose in that space. Like, you know, if you desire mental, intellectual stimulation, and someone else isn't giving that to you, but they are flirtatious, fun, which you love being around. You remember a relationship is a marriage is a long relationship. Relationships are over a period of time where you have to build emotional connection. Yeah, let's not go for the vibes. Let's go for the person who's actually stimulating our mind. Do you get me? Yeah, very, very important in that space as well. Okay, another date. I'll come to Dayo in a little bit as well. Okay, Nicole. I want to go to Nicole. Okay, Nicole and Vince is also really cool. You know what? I can't lie to you. Nicole is coming into the foreground. I can't lie to you. Nicole, shout out to Nicole.
Like, what the
She a little cutie. She grabbed his balls.
We just met each other. Okay.
Don't pose. Wait.
No way.
Stop.
Now, listen, I need Nicole to have better hand placement. But she made sure she was going for the end zone. But here's my thing about with Nicole and Vince as well. I like Nicole. I'll tell you why I like Nicole, because she seems to be up for anything. And she's definitely a sweet girl, definitely a very chill girl. She's the kind of girl that, you know what, when you meet and you are a good-hearted person, you want to give her the world. I can't lie to you. The way I was listening to her, watching her conversation with Chris made me open my eyes to her. Like, you know what, Nicole just needs to be loved by the right kind of man. Nicole, please find the right guy. Be discerning. Open your eyes. Shine them bright. Don't just go for any man, babe. You need the right kind of guy that's going to love you and care about you. Because right now, what I see from Nicole, her energy is, I'm all about giving to my man, but not necessarily good at receiving. And when you're not good at receiving, you tend to find yourself at the mercy of takers. Men that know how to take and drag you. You know what I'm saying to you? So for me right now, I'm loving Nicole's energy. She was vibrant. She was there. She has fun with it. You know, she was willing to go underneath Vince's legs. Now, someone might see that and go, you know, what's so big a deal about that? But the big deal is that she's able to have a laugh at herself. She's able to have fun. She's able to enjoy the moment. She's able to flow with you, bro. And as a man, when you see that, that's enjoyable. It's nice to be around. It's nice to have someone who gives you that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? So personally, I'm not even mad at it. I thought Nicole was cool. I can't lie. I thought Nicole was real cool. I liked her energy in that space as well. Okay. Let's talk about Emily and Vince, because they obviously got into some sticky situations.
But I want to give it a try. You enjoy the freshmen that are coming in or the seniors that are leaving out?
All groups. I love all my groups.
If you had to pick one.
I love all my groups equally.
Okay, so give me.
Okay, so I wanted to say this first and foremost. I honestly think with Emily and Vince, they were gonna go at it, because I don't know why she wanted to hold on to this, but she tried to tell him earlier on, and she did, you know, you need to apologize. And I was like, Emily, what are you doing? Like, what is going on with Emily? You need to apologize. Emily, calm the frick down, blood. You know what I mean? Like, Emily, chill, B. Like, but so when you got to the function and the event, you're already stressed. You're already stressed, and you're stressing other people out. Your energy's off. Okay, right? The titoires are out. The breast disease are out. But the fun, the energy, not there. Okay, all right. So I was just like, I really wish that I really wish that obviously that, you know, that with them not, yeah, that they chilled, man. I was like, Emily is doing way too much. The beef is too much. I was like, you're coming in with bad energy, bad vibes. And I was like, yo, Emily, this is going to get you sent home. Now, I do think that the questioning, obviously, between her and Vince, probably wasn't the best kind of questioning, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, I guess, obviously, with the kids situation, you know, it's always tricky, innit? You get me? It's always tricky. I don't have kids, so I can understand how it can be a little bit tricky. You know, those who have dogs, they know, you know, you can't just ask them any kind of question. You get me? But I was like, this didn't need to go to the level it did. It didn't need to, you know. I think obviously talking about you know, how often he should communicate with his child or whatever. I was like, oh, you know, I don't know. It's a lot right there. It's a lot. It's a lot. You know. So, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a mazza. Man, this episode was interesting, man. This episode was interesting. I can't lie. Emily seems to be guarded and a bit unlikable, a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, Emily's abrasive, but Vince has been proven to be abrasive too. They're never gonna get along. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. They're both quite similar in that respect. You get me? And then obviously, let's talk about Deo and Dominique. Oh, Dominique is fine. My God, Dominique is fine. But let's talk about this.
What kind of woman would you be looking for? Obviously, me, because I'm sitting right. I mean, you know what I mean? Enlighten me.
God-fearing and spiritual. That's a big thing. That's huge.
Well, I love the Lord. That's what you got.
Now, listen, I'm not about to play with Dominique, but why she's stirring the cup like that is dangerous business. And she was stirring exactly what she was doing. She's done that before. Okay. Now here's the real kicker in the teeth. This situation is nonsense, and you know it's nonsense. Okay. Now for her to say her dad is a pastor, and she's Christian and he's Muslim, I said, sis, the conversation is over. It's done. Finito. You need to do what Ed did and say, listen, this ain't going to go no further. It needs to be deaded. That's when I started realizing, babe, are you sure Christ is the center of your life? You just go to church. You're not actually, maybe you're not a born again Christian. I want to put it out there for some of y'all. Church can't save you. Your mother can't save you. Your father can't save you. Your attendance to church won't save you. The fact that your dad or your mom is in ministry won't save you. If you the pastor, if you the prophet, if you the drummer, the backup singer, none of them are going to save you. If you do not have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you are not saved. I want to shake you from your core, because some people are sitting at church and do not have a relationship with Jesus Christ themselves. Okay, you're a church warm pewer. The pews are very warm because you sit in there every week, but you have no relationship with Jesus. The fact that you can deny him in the relationship tells us how strong your relationship with Jesus Christ is. There's literally no reason for this, because Dominique is a fine babe. Like, Dominique is fine. You live in the Western society. You're not on the cusp of Palestine and Israel, blood. You get me? Yeah, like you ain't got no reason, blood. You get me? So the fact that, bro, like this turned into a whole situation where you just turn is nuts. Now, I know that obviously for people like Dio as well, coming from a Muslim background, they actually can marry people that are not Christian. I mean, that are Christian for them. Because a lot of times, I'm not going to say all, a lot of times they believe that the children follow the religion of the father anyway. You know what I mean? So he's willing to. Okay. He's willing to. But they're actually incompatible. There's actually no way a Muslim man could marry somebody who generally has a relationship with Christ. You'd clash. You'd clash. You'd clash. Because we don't believe in the same God. They're not the same God. They're not even close. Anybody who believes that doesn't know their faith. Allah is not Jesus. I just want to make it very clear. You know what I mean? You know, like they're not the same. Just in case anybody, I know some people are gonna tell me their mom and the daddy was Muslim, and then I don't care. They are not the same, and they're not comparable. You cannot compare somebody who believes that Jesus Christ is a prophet to somebody who believes that Jesus Christ is God. The two are not the same. Therefore, you are going to be incompatible today, tomorrow, and forevermore. Okay, all right. They're not the same God. I'm sorry to tell you, Jaguar Actual, they're not the same. You cannot compare two things that do not believe the same thing. If Muslims believe, okay, that one is a prophet, which is, listen, that's your prerogative. If they believe that he's a prophet and Christians believe he is a God, they're not even in the same ballpark. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong, you're not in the same ballpark. Therefore, you can't really be compatible. The only way you're really compatible is when people are actually not living their life for Christ. Because the moment you start living your life for Christ and you're on fire, you tend to remove people that are not on fire around you. You know what I'm saying to you? So it'd be tight. You know what I mean? It'd be tight. You know, so it'd be tight in that space. Yes, there are Unitarian Christians, I'm very much aware, and they would still disagree with Muslims. That one is not, there's no point even debating that. You're doing it, spinning around it. They still wouldn't believe it. Again, they still wouldn't believe it. Even though they don't believe necessarily in Jesus Christ being quote unquote God, they believe in Unitarianism, they would still disagree with Muslims. They wouldn't agree. So it doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work when someone really is on fire on their faith to have two different faiths. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? It would mean that it means one or two people are having to deny parts of their faith. They're having to deny parts of their faith and religion. We're not in a society where we are forced to coincide with different faiths. We have the opportunity. You know what I mean? So in that space. So that's why I said that it will have, the only way it can work is when somebody's not on fire for Christ. It's just not, it's not your main priority. You know what I mean? It's not your main priority. And that makes sense. Then that can work. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Then that can work. You know what I'm saying to you? Then that can work. So it's really interesting in that particular aspect, in that particular space, as well. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that was my thoughts. I was like, okay, that may come to an end quickly if she actually wants to stick true to her religion and faith. But if she doesn't, then it can work, right? Because of course. And then, but it's funny because her first words were, about her dressing, and I was like, sis, I know he says obviously he's cool with it. The reason why you're asked is because you want to make sure that he's not going to change his mind. But you have no guarantee if he won't change his mind or not. You have no guarantee. You know what I mean? So this is something you have to discuss firmly and make sure that you guys are in alignment with each other as well, in that space. And that's an interesting perspective. But okay, call Yoli. Let me get my peoples on. And let's have this conversation. You get me? My people, them. Sure, why are you looking like that? You right there, Sean?
Yeah, I just don't know why you want to go down this side quest of Christianity versus Islam and compatibility when these people are not even serious.
You know, sometimes you gotta
You just
say it
wanted to
for
shuffle
the
a little
audience. Gotta shake their boots a little bit. You get me?
I hear you.
You get me?
You got to keep yourself awake because that blanket,
bro.
half on, half off, is giving a sign, bro. I'm nervous.
You got an hour and a half out of me, boy. Hold my friend. See what we said. Oh, is she
was saying her internet is tweaking a little
playing
bit.
Up. Yeah, that probably makes sense. She might even have a delay, so she might even respond after. All right, let's. What was your thoughts anyway on this episode? What was your thoughts, Sean, on this episode?
Listen, I did a marathon session. I was trying to get caught up. Yeah, I mean, I guess I have hybrid thoughts because I kind of watched 2 and 3 together. I don't know, you know how, you have the running joke, desperation has a sound. I just feel like desperation had a sound after that first elimination. Everybody seemed like they were like, I don't want to say everybody, but just a good chunk of them were like scrambling and trying to like figure things out. I did think they eliminated the right person. What's her name? Emily. God bless her. She needed to go. Bye-bye. So that was right. Who was the guy that they eliminated? I forgot who the heck he was. Which one? Oh, it was the one with the gentleman with they said that he had too many women friends and was given feminine energy, right? Yeah, I think he could have gone too. Yeah, I think the right people got eliminated. I think that I'm starting to see some interesting personalities. Oh boy, with the car exotic rental car business, he's definitely a Detroit player for sure. Yeah, and I think we're just starting to see these people for who they really are, or who the show is depicting them to be. So.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Oh, we can hear you, baby. You look good.
Can we back it up?
Wow, we need to see your fabulous face.
No, we don't.
Seaway hates the close angle. Don't scare her off camera, please. She's gonna produce, so just give her angles like Mariah Carey.
Thank you. Hey y'all, I'm gonna I had to get off.
I backed it up for you, baby. I backed it up.
I ain't got my lip gloss. I'm just out here. Hey y'all. What was the question, y'all? Good afternoon.
Oh no, we're just asking your thoughts on this episode.
Oh, I thought it was good. I thought it was good, and honestly, it went the way I thought it was gonna go. Because the people who were here last episode when it was just me and you, Kojo, what did I say? Who's going home next?
You just say yes.
Next? And who went home next?
Oh, girl, Emily, baby.
Poor Emily. Poor Emily. Yeah, but I thought it was a good episode. I love the activities that they had them doing. I thought we had the opportunity to get to know everybody, and I think this is a good group. Welcome to the Midwest. Welcome. I'm glad we're in the Midwest. Welcome.
You say we
needed that. We needed that.
I hear that though. You was right. So okay, let's talk about one of the situations that happened. We did have Emily who was eliminated. So I'll play a little bit of a clip. Because she got sent home, and we'll discuss that because they did give her feedback, and then funny enough, the feedback was similar to what we spoke about last week.
It is like a conversational barrier they just felt like they just couldn't get past.
There were instances when maybe I could have opened up more if the men would have shut up. Okay. But some of them just kept rambling, almost like you're trying to control the conversation so that I can't say anything. I can't get a word in.
Oh, sorry, I've been back up for you, babe. Apologies. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay. You know, last week I said, you know, Emily, you know, she got a little something about, you know, the little dark horse energy that I can mess with. But once I saw that attitude, all the attraction that I had left my body, bro. Like literally, when I start hearing things like, you know, if the men could just shut up, you know, and that kind of stuff, and I see a lack of accountability, I just, you know, something about me just leaves my body. You know, I just feel like the attraction that I had towards the dark horse suddenly left my body. And then, you know, when they're telling her about, you know, actually we'll deal with that in a second too, how she dealt with the criticism. How did you guys and ladies feel about how she dealt with the criticism, or at least maybe the feedback that she got at the very end? And did you agree with the feedback as well? Who'd like to take that off first, eh?
I'll say I was initially very pleasantly surprised that she asked for the feedback, because I think a lot of times women don't even ask for feedback. So I was like, oh, okay, like this is starting off better than I anticipated. But when she actually got the feedback, she kind of settled into what I think was a very typical defensive response. I don't know how all of her conversations were going, but her one conversation that she did have, he wasn't over talking her. He was trying to get something from her, and she was giving him very dry responses. And so I don't know what other conversations they had off camera, but in that particular conversation that we were able to hear, I didn't see what she was talking about, of a man just yapping, and not giving her opportunity to talk. Also, when she was given the feedback about leading with her titties at her chin, which I said last week was a major problem, she also kind of leaned into that, well, this is just me. I hate that response. When you're saying this is just me, well, then what are you asking for feedback for? You know what I mean? Either you're going to take the feedback or not. I think it is very hard, though, to hear someone say more or less, you're leading with your titties because that's all you have. Because that's pretty much what was said. You're leading with your boobs because you have no personality. That is a tough pill to swallow. So I'm not going to sit here and say she just had to eat that in the moment. But that's the reality. If it's giving beautiful gowns and you have nothing else to offer, and so you just have your titties out, you know, and the men who should be attracted to titties even don't want to see them, because people may think it's just me because I'm a woman and I don't want to see your titties out. But even the men was like, we trying to get to know you and we want you to put your titties away. That says a lot. So I don't know.
Deegan,
is this her in the chat? Oh no, that's
Where?
somebody saying what that statement is. No, it's evolving EV, but she was saying what the statement means when somebody says it's just me. Okay, because I was like, wait a second now. You know, I'm ready to get started with the mess. But yeah, I guess I feel a couple of different types of ways. Like, I think she's a little nice nasty, but I'm known to like a little nice nasty. So I like a little, you know, tussle with my, you know, interactions, because she started off kind of hot when he was having a conversation with her, and she was almost like, get to it, I know what we here for. And then eventually she listened a little, and then she got to it at the end around when she said, well, I guess my person just isn't here. And I think that's the best we can ask for. I know a hug sometimes can be a little annoying when the dudes ask for a hug on the way out, but she obliged. So that showed me, you know, she's got some thorns with her roses, you know, and maybe her person just wasn't here. Now, I didn't really get in on I guess because I watched it so fast, you know, did her breast jump out at me? Sure. But I guess I wasn't completely bothered. But because it was a thing, I kind of saw it. But take it or leave it, it didn't really bother me, to be quite honest. But maybe that's because, you know, I like sweater meat. You know what I mean? So, hey, I wasn't too bothered by it. I also want to say, like, I think like people like her, I think the real like serious part of what I'm trying to say is people like her, they've made progress, but sometimes they overemphasize on the work that they've done and don't realize there's still edges that need to be smoothed out. And that's how I see with Emily. Like, she's not a bad person, but she's got some rough edges, and she needs to continue to smooth those edges out, to be receptive to listening, to not deflect, because that they kept yapping and didn't let me finish is a major deflection. It's like, I'm going to put it on you before you put it on me. And I think like sometimes we just all have to be in a state of, hey, this is what people who date me perceive me to be like. This is what my self-perception is, but what's the distance between how people perceive me and how I think of myself, and where is there room for me to continue to work on those parts of me that people just don't receive me? You know, it's like the intention versus impact. I wake up and I want to be a nice person, but sometimes I'm not always. And if people consistently give me feedback like, you can be this way, maybe I should just listen. And I think that's what I think about Emily.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think obviously listening to the feedback by Chris as well. I mean, he didn't just say the airbags, which beautiful airbags, but he also said as well, you know, about the heavy makeup. So he actually gave her more than one. He hit her twice. I'm not like bam bam, you know what I mean? Like, and I took it as, okay, breasts, heavy makeup. What are we really saying here? That, you know, that people are not, like you said, I think Seaway said it as well, like people are not able to get to know you, and they're not really seeing you. Your personality is not necessarily coming out. What they are probably encountering is it feels a little bit bland, right? But then it's like you're trying to spice it up with salt and pepper. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when we did a particular demographic and they spice it up and tell you it's a little spicy, okay, they give you a little salt and pepper on top. Like, that's what it feels like. It's like that she's presenting herself in a way where she doesn't recognize that actually there's more to you that people can get to know. And we're not getting to know it because maybe you don't feel like maybe you don't actually truly believe you have more to give. You know, maybe you have not really practiced giving people more than what you give. And of course, listen, we've all been young, and you know, we've all you know, use our body in some way. I mean, shoot, my arm is on right now. Someone could say that I'm using my body right now. You know what I mean? So you know, maybe I'm in the same category. But you got to be able to show more than just the breast, la breast. Like, it's fine. It's actually, like I said, if you see, it can actually work in your favor. If you're gonna have a little breast and your brain is on point, then it's like a little bit of a dichotomy. It's like raw, like, okay, the breast raw, but the brain is on point too. Then it's like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, it's like almost like an enigma. But when there's la breast, but the brain is off, then it's like, oh, okay, so you just breast and no brain. And because I think maybe that works. And again, people do things that normally work. So clearly, having la breast is working somewhere. It might not be working for the level that she wants in terms of the man, but it's definitely probably working because that's why you keep doing something over and over again, because it works to some degree. It works in some shape or form. It attracts men in some shape or form. So you keep on doing it. It's just been found out here because your personality is kind of trash. That's just the honest truth. If the personality was on point, I think the man would be like, you know what? She's so pretty. She's so fine. They'll be like, they wouldn't even care if the breasts are out. You know? But yeah, that's, you know, I mean, that's something I got to say. Yes, Sean.
Did she tell somebody said in the comments she told somebody to shut up? I missed that.
No, she said basically when the feedback came back, she said she would be able to talk more if the men just shut up, because the men were given lame.
Oh, yeah, I guess yes, I agree. I mean, I was wondering. I was like, was I sleeping? Because I didn't hear that part. I got. I don't think she told, unless somebody's talking about another scene. She didn't necessarily say shut up. She said the men wouldn't shut up. But I think that's just, sometimes we tell ourselves a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, we tell ourselves a story so that we don't have to deal with what we're hearing. And I think that's what she her do in 4K, is just tell herself a story that the men just wouldn't stop talking. That's why they couldn't get to know her. So it's easier to dismiss it and deflect than just be honest about, hey, maybe I value information that me in my dating experience.
Yeah, she's just kind of an interesting situation where you can't create personality. And her personality at this point just doesn't seem to be that dynamic. And so she's doing what all humans do. It's like if you recognize, okay, my weakness is I don't have a very dynamic personality. Well, what do I have? And I think she tries to accentuate that. And the unfortunate part is in regular society, because I do think the positive part is that these men showed on this episode that they want more than just that. Also, they have other options of women who are beautiful, have assets, and also have personality, which highlighted her deficiency. I think in real life, there's plenty of men that just want titties, and if that's all they see, they ain't gonna worry about it. I mean, a lot of men are like that. And so, yeah, she probably gets by with just that. On this particular show, it really usually goes to the women who have personality and are beautiful tend to have the best outcome. And so, you know, it just is what it is. I don't even know what type of feedback to give her because I don't know how she can create a personality that may not be there. But what I will say is she does have, everyone has something about them that makes them unique. And if I was her, I would lean into whatever part of her personality, you know, she can lean into and not lead into the stuff that she has been, because I think this process should show her that these men are more aware of the things that she's doing than she may realize. I think a lot of women think men are just dumb and they just go for booty and boobs or whatever. But this show showed that it's not just me as a woman who was put off by what she was doing. I didn't know what they were going to say this next episode, but then I see that the men actually have my same opinion. Men who are attracted to women were also equally put off by what she was doing. And so I think that should be a wake-up call. I would say most men who want something positive for you, they see a future in you, they don't want you walking around like that. They just don't. So, you know, she could take that or leave it, but that would be the feedback that I would really look closely at that.
Yeah, go for it, Sean. Yes, go for it.
Oh, no, nothing really. I was just going to say in corporate culture, you know, we say feedback is a gift. And I don't think that people often feel it that way. They personalize it and before they put their listening ears on, they get defensive. And listen, it really is a gift because it's your opportunity to hear how somebody receives you. Now, what you do with that, I think it's one thing, but I think in the moment when someone is sharing something with you, as long as they're not looking to devalue you or seeming like they're intentionally trying to hurt you, just hear them out. And if you disagree, ask questions before you say, no, that's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask a question. So what, you know, and then ask for examples, like what would be a better way? Because sometimes that also helps that person unpack how they're receiving you, because they're like, you know what? I don't know what a better way is that you could have responded to that. So maybe, you know what I mean? Like, you can have a collaborative conversation if you just put your walls and your defenses down when somebody's sharing.
Agree, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think her first instance is to you know, I think her first instance is to take accountability for how she showed up, right? I always say this, like, it's easy, like I think you said it, Sean, as well. It's easy to blame other people when things go wrong, right? So in this scenario, it's easy to look at the scenario and be like, the men wouldn't shut up, that my man wasn't there, you know, It's easy to say those things, right? But what can be a great way of just kind of growing is being able to say, okay, so even though my man might not have been there, quote unquote, let's say her man wasn't there, right? But these men said some things. What is it I need to look at myself in that space? Because I don't think that she got big breasts. This is not going to change. It's the presentation of them. And the fact that she's a seamstress is the issue too. So it's like you're a seamstress, and you know that you gotta this is your area of expertise. You know what I mean? This is your area of expertise. So like this presentation of the thing, and it's unfortunate we live in a world, and I'm just gonna be real with you, in a patriarchal world where yes, you having big breasts and then putting them on show is going to send the wrong kind of signal. You ain't gonna get away with it, right? It has to be done in a particular way that's tasteful. That's why I said I liked when she had the coat over the shoulders, because it was actually still giving a little bit of dimension where you're not so focused on her chest. But if I'm talking to you and I'm having to intentionally focus because the chest is so much in the frame, then I'm now having to force myself to look this way rather than actually just accepting your beauty. I'm now having to look at you in a more sensual, sexual way. Then this always going to get you a type of man, because a man that likes that, she's right. There's a type of man that likes that, but is that the kind of man that you actually want? Again, we have to look at the results we're getting and look at the inputs we're putting in as well. So if I was to advise her, I would say to her, sit down, sis. They told you it's not even just about your breasts, it's your attitude. You got feedback. You couldn't take the feedback very well. Your immediate response was to fire back immediately, which means that we struggle with hearing some form of criticism or things that don't fit our narrative, as you said earlier on, Sean, or our framework, which is fine, okay? Which is fine in that particular respect. Because we all struggle with some aspects, but you've got to learn to sit with it and then digest that information. So I hope that she's been able to do that, because the seasons before this, she's not the only one that's done this. And it seems to be a majority of the ladies that crash out early on in the season when it's like the first 2 or 3 weeks when they crash out early, then they have a reaction like this. And then when you interview them to ask them what's going on, it's like, well, the men did this, and the men is like, look, you just got to focus on you. Your reaction is because of you, and you decided to say what you said in that moment because you felt hurt, and it's okay. Let's embrace that, and let's begin to shift that and begin to move that as well in that particular space. So yeah, that's what I would say when it came to Emily. Before we finish on Emily, there was obviously a scene where she had a conversation with Vince, and it became a sticky point. I just want to get your perspective on that. So let me just quickly play the thing here as well. Okay.
Sure, you're giving everybody a fair chance. Emily, she's kind of aloof. I don't really know much about her. I just know that she likes to show her assets. But I'm going to give it a...
He kind of pointed out, but they had an argument about the kids and, should he call his daughter like once a week or whatever it was, etc. I want to get your thoughts on this aspect. Sean, the argument between Vincent and Emily, how did you perceive that situation?
Well,
Is Sean breaking up?
Yeah, he definitely breaking up.
Forgot about that argument, but yeah, hearing it back, how about now? Can you hear me well now?
Go for it.
Am I good? Can you hear me, or should I log off?
Yes.
Okay.
Your mouth is just trailing.
Okay, so I'm gonna sign out and come back in because this is like the second time I've had the issue. So yeah, I shall return with my insights, as limited as they may be.
I can go with signs.
It's stressing about that internet. I hear it. No way come back, so you go and come back to that New York.
Okay,
go for it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. Like the comments said, Emily don't like Vince and Vince don't like Emily. This was like the conversation between two people forced to talk to each other, and that's what it gave. Where Vince agitated me though, he asked for her opinion about his daughter. She gives the opinion, and he want to tussle. Oh, what are we tussling about? You asked for her opinion. She gave her opinion. It was a very her opinion didn't leave a lot of room for other ideas. I will say she came off as very much so like, this is what you need to do. I'm sensei, this and this and that. Okay. But also, he asked for her opinion. I'm just like, this is literally the definition of two people who don't want to be talking to each other, and it's forced. So I don't know, Coach. I don't really have, I don't want to read too much into it, because I think if they weren't forced to sit down, they would never be talking.
No, that's fair. No, I do take that on board as well. Because it was his question. So for him to say, obviously, I don't know why I should say it or whatever. Yeah, of course you would say it because you asked her the question. Rather, I can understand why he felt some way about what she said. So maybe if he had said something like, you know what, it's the way she said it or what she actually said, then I could actually understand that perspective. But you can't be annoyed at the fact that she gave her opinion because you don't ask for it, right? So yeah, I think that was a little bit cheeky to kind of drop it that way. But again, I also understand, from both their perspectives, they're both parents and they do things differently. Nobody wants to be critiqued for their parenting without person really kind of knowing who you are. If you're saying there's you have a daughter and you just let your kids watch anything. It's like, whoa, okay. So innocent kind of judgment there. It's definitely going to send some sparks as well. But go first, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, she had lots of opinions. She had strong opinions. It seems like.
Yeah, she was very strong in her opinions. But listen, I mean, and it's not again. It's nothing wrong with ever having strong opinions. I think it's just the way you present it, right? I think I think the show probably needed to get her on, maybe do some more wilder stuff to make it seem like it's a story narrative. Then they just got her in this situation. They put her with Vince. Perfect situation. Because even before then, she said that he owes her an apology.
And we never got to that. That was another thing. I'm like, if you don't get to the root of the issue, how do you have a surface level conversation if you feel like somebody owes you an apology? That conversation is never going to go well.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. So I was confused as to why that happened.
Hi, hello.
The fashionista.
I know. Hello. He owes me an apology.
Oh, what this do? Hey, I'm sorry. What this do? He said, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what the thing was. And I'm trying to think if last episode something happened or if something happened or like something went down that we didn't see, like, because
I don't know.
I don't know where it came from. So they didn't explain that again. Hey, Ready to Love, if you're watching this, make sure you do your storytelling properly, man. We have no clue why she asked for an apology.
Yeah, and we never figured out either.
Yeah, they didn't even solve the issue. So now we don't know. So, hey, what can we say? Okay, cool. Let's move on to, since we're already there, we can move on to another couple that were talking. Chris and Nicole were having a good conversation. They seem to be into each other as well, and very nice.
It's a garden.
Wow.
These are turnips. These are okra, watermelon.
It's pretty intricate.
The cool thing is because I keep adding to the same tattoo, it builds character on the old tattoo, the texture of who I am as an artist.
Yeah, I like that. I do.
Okay, so Chris and Nicole, Chris and Nicole, they seem to be getting on, and the good girl meets the chef in this situation. What was your thoughts here? You see anything in these two?
He reminds me of Jamal Bryant. I was sitting here trying to figure out who he reminds me of. Don't he remind you of him?
No, he reminds me of the other guy that does YouTube, and he does he does a lot of exposures.
Mr. Wifey?
Nah, and he does a lot of exposures. Larry Reid.
Larry Reid? Jamal Bryant Jr. Yeah, I don't know. He reminds me of Jamal. I mean, they were cute. I like their interaction. They had like a little quirky little interaction, but I'm trying to figure out what's up with him. The jury's out on whatever's up with him.
Yeah.
What
the thing is, I mean, you don't name every ball man. Someone said not Larry Reid. Yeah, I mean, he does remind him of Larry Reid. But in terms of look, nothing else. But yeah, no, I think yeah, because watching him and Nicole kind of interact, it's interesting. I saw the same thing when he interacted with Shannon as well. He he keeps a very good, respectful distance, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad. He keeps a respectful distance. I normally see, and I don't know if that. Of course, it's respectful, but I wonder if that also is a signal that he actually doesn't like people like that. Do you know what I mean? Like even with Nicole, I know Nicole was touching him, so it's slightly different. She closed the distance, but he always seems to keep a respectful distance. And I don't know, maybe just my brain just kind of just jump into conclusions already straight away. But I'm like, I don't know. Does he
still surface?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? How deep does he really get? Do you know what I mean? And is that one of the ways that helps him to kind of keep, I guess, some distance, but emotional distance, but also staying physically distant? You know what I mean? Not ever closing that gap with people. So, but that's just something I've just observed. Doesn't mean necessarily that's actually anything true. It's too early to say, and there hasn't been any crazy things that he's done. But whenever he says he likes somebody, there seems to be a distance between himself and the other person. So it feels weird. In that space as well. So yeah, just interesting. Yeah, Sean's thing is still spinning, boy. I hope he's gonna be okay.
Should be by eye. We got Sean back.
All right. Can you hear me now?
We can indeed.
You know who old boy looks like? Wood Harris, the actor Wood Harris.
Wood Harris.
If you Google his picture, I'm telling you, he's a dead ringer for Wood Harris.
Let me see. Wood Harris. Let me see. Wood Harris. Find out who Wood Harris is. Let's see if he looks anything like this person. I can see what he's saying with Wood Harris. I can see what he's saying. Yeah, I can give you that. I can see why you go for Wood Harris.
I was like, he reminds me of an actor. Then I had to like Google. I was like, yeah, it's Wood Harris.
Someone said at this point, it looks like you.
Now, sunflower power, don't you?
Don't do too much now.
Not too much.
Not too much.
Not too much. When you got a dangly earring or two, I don't have no dangly earring. So.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so but yeah, what's your thoughts on Chris and Nicole, their particular conversation? I don't know if you saw a little bit of a clip. I can play a bit more of a clip if you want. They had that's Emily. That's Emily. So let me get out of Emily's chest. This one here is Chris. He look a little bit like Clay with no hair.
He look like Clay and Jamal Bryant.
Yeah, he look like Clay from.
I want you to make her drink just by the personalities you see at this table. Upscaled mimosa.
Ooh, okay.
Passion fruit.
Okay.
Excellent. You're getting freaky now. Go ahead. Listen, I do this. You know what I'm saying? You got a little freaky.
Nicole has a beautiful personality. The moment I met her, I just wanted to have a.
I'm just waiting for Seaway to say what she gonna say.
I mean, I ain't saying nothing.
I'm surprised she said like.
I mean, I'm gonna let people.
Change.
I'm not. No, I ain't changed. I'm not saying nothing because I'm gonna say something. And then all the people in the comments and the very few pick-me's in the comments, because most of them are not, but they gonna be talking about that's crazy.
I mean, listen. It's something. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something.
Yeah, let us just watch a few more episodes. Maybe we can figure it out.
Sean, do you have any additions to Chris?
Yeah, I didn't know there was anything freaky about a passion fruit mojito. I missed the memo on that.
It is when Chris is involved.
I'm like, what the hell? I think people just be saying anything and they just look for an opportunity to throw an innuendo in there because, come on. Let's. What are we talking about right here? Well, sunflower power is what you see, Way. She said they've seen enough. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't see any tension, so maybe I probably need to go back and rewatch episode 3.
I don't know what I've seen. I'm just confused. So, like I said, it's a couple of them I gotta watch, just so we can get to know them a little better.
I'm just saying, you know what you saw.
I just want to get to know them a little better.
Me too. I want to get to know him. I'm just saying, there's something not quite right
with a couple of them.
Well, the thing I will say is he is a little odd because he was talking to that I forget which woman it was. Was it Donna or Dominique? I don't have their names down just yet.
Donna.
Yeah, and he was just having this weird conversation about, I want to know, should I get my outfit pressed? So I'm like, bro, like, are you focused on the right things? Are you just trying to stay around? Is this Hunger Games for you? It's like, why are you asking a woman who you're supposed to be getting to know in court? What's the word? Like, what's the tea? He's like, what's the tea on me? You know, are they kicking me out? I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Is she like another one of your friends? Like, are you already friend zoning her low key? Because shouldn't you be trying to get to know her versus asking her overtly, like, are they kicking me out? Yeah, I don't know. To me,
he did say that
he don't got the right game. Yeah.
No, we know why. Okay, let's move it on. Let's move it on. Let's move it on to obviously we had Darius confronted by Donna. Donna confronted Darius, and didn't necessarily go as well.
Really?
At the mixer, like the things you did at the table, I classified you as jive. It was this idea that you make downplay who you actually are and upplay this persona. And the persona was upplayed for me.
Donna?
Let me just say this. I didn't even clock the body language. Donna, if you gonna come up in there criticizing that man, get your hands off his legs. Okay, your knees are touching his knees, your hands are all over him. Baby, it's given that this is the kind of man that ruins your life and you're trying to change him. Because there ain't nothing about what she said. I just clocked that she didn't give that criticism from a distance. Her knees are literally touching his knees. Her hand is all over his arm. And you're saying, you know, I just feel like, you know, and, you know, you remind me of some of my part. Basically, you're telling me he reminds you of some of the man them that have played you like a fiddle. Okay. All right. Sis, I'm going to need you to leave it alone. Okay. Because you're out here telling us about how, you know, that all the ladies are saying the exact same thing. And I'm like, I don't know what lady said it, bro. So what's your thoughts on that Darius and Donna's interaction? How did you guys see it? Because that's what I thought. I saw her. I think she likes him, and she don't like the fact that she likes him.
I think because that scene I did pay attention to. I probably watched it twice because I was confused at first, and because it was like she liked him because the body language, to your point. And I think what she was doing is, you know, on TikTok, the women, they have this thing called, I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between while I share this information with you. So I think she was kind of low-key doing that a little bit. Like, I'm going to hold your hand, brother. I'm going to put my hand on your knee while I tell you about you. And I just think, you know, like, I just think it was poor timing. Like, it definitely was two things can be true. This whole scene, that's the whole thing. I was like, two things can be true. Because quite literally, I kind of think Donna ate him up a little bit, but it just was not the time to do that. Like, you should get to know him before, like, you have to earn the right for somebody to take that kind of level of feedback that you're giving. Like, she just pretty much said, you fake, you know, you're faking and you're scared to show your real self, and you hide behind the veneer of all the things. I think it's kind of true, though. I think it's kind of true. Meanwhile, bro was decked out in Burberry from head to toe, to sock to neck, with a gold chain to match. You know what I'm saying? It does kind of give a little bit of, I use my things to shield from who I really am. However, you know, you don't just go up to somebody and say, I got some unsolicited feedback for you. He wasn't receptive to it, and then you're going to tell him all the other ladies said it too. It's like, are you the spokesperson? Are you the press secretary for the delegation of the Ready to Love ladies? Like, don't do that. You know? So I think Donna got a humbling, but I do think there was some blessing in that message because it kind of seemed like she nailed a couple of points that's just how he shows up a little bit, you know, and no offense, but I just feel like he's a little bit on the showy side for sure. And then adding to that, the exotic car rental profession of it all, you know, that's what I think.
That's all right. That's a fair play. That's a fair instance. See where you there? I done scrape my shoulder, boy. I'm in dry up in here. Okay, see we're not there. Okay. But yeah, no, I definitely hear what you're saying, bro. I think, you know, there can be some truth to it. I just felt like, you know what it was? It's timing. Everything's timing. I think by her going to him and saying these things without necessarily getting to know him more, I feel like she did herself a disservice. Then it sounds very harsh and critical when actually nothing's been shown to be that he is those things. But I get why she would try to challenge those things. I get why she might have felt some type of way about those things. You know, and it makes sense. But the reality of the situation is, right? The reality of the situation is that in these aspects, you've got to make sure that what you want to get across isn't going to be taken the worst way, and it gets taken the worst way in this scenario because of the fact that it's so early, and number two, she wasn't trying to get to know him more. To be like, hey, this is my original thought process, but I want to get to know you more. We didn't see that. It might be that she did, but we didn't see it. All we saw was, hey, you know, you rubbed me up the wrong way the last time. I want to let you know that, you know, you're this and that. And it's like, it feels like you almost kind of just, you know, just kind of just lambasting somebody. And really we should be able to we should be looking to be curious about them if we like them or we're trying to get to know them more. And it was clear by the way her body language was, it seemed like you were really into this guy, you know, at least attractive wise. Yeah. Let's go for it, Siway.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I think it was one of those things where two things could be true. She could be 100% right about what she was reading from him, and I personally feel like he was trying to deflect from that aspect. I think she may have read him pretty closely to some of what he got going on. But I think the problem is when you're trying to read people, but when you lack self-awareness. That was my issue. You're reading him, but you don't realize that one, that's not your place. Two, you're coming off very off-putting. Three, you're awkward and kind of odd yourself. You got a lot going on. If you really didn't like somebody early on, you just say, you know what, from what I'm seeing, I'm not sure we have a connection. There's no investment that you have to sit here and tell him what you think about him and then try to speak for other people. Talk about, I'm going to be the one to tell you. No one asked you to do that. Her personality is not my cup of tea. I'm not going to lie. But I still think she read him right. I definitely feel like a lot of things that she said about him we're going to see later. But yeah, I think she just doesn't realize. She did realize later. She said, okay, he said I was being judgmental. You know what? After thinking about it, I was. Okay, well, I'm glad she came along to that. But it's beyond just being judgmental. It's the fact that she thought that was her place. I have, if I'm not invested in you, I have no reason to sit here and give you a 4-page letter on what's wrong with you. I don't care. So, thought it was odd. So,
yeah, go for sure.
Yeah, and I think it was a humbling moment that sometimes we need. That's why she wound up in the bottom. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you just get overly eager. You know, you get overly carried away with yourself. A producer maybe handed her a note and was like, "Hey, say this." And she said, "Oh, I'm the one to execute this message." And she found out real quick. She effed around and found out this ain't the time, sis. You know, like, this is too soon. This is too soon. You ain't even had a one-on-one with this guy. You already telling him about himself. Like, I probably would have been a little bit like, I would have just listened to her and looked at her blankly, because we barely had a date one-on-one, and you gonna tell me about me? I'm like, okay, thank you for your feedback.
She lucky she did go home for that. I was like, girl, what strategy do you have?
Yeah, because I was like, did you forget? Like, there's a chopping block. Like, this ain't the time to be offending folk. You know, like, hold off. Let him have an investment in you and maybe like you before you get to, telling him about him. So, because I could imagine, like, if she'd have said that to me, I'd be like, okay, thank you for your feedback. I'm gonna put that in the collection bin, and we're gonna keep it moving. But I think what have probably had me maybe not be so spicy with my response, if she had her hand on my knee like that, I'm capping. Put the caps on for myself, because if she had her hand on my knee like that, I probably would have folded. Call me Kalani. I would have folded.
Be strong, Sean. What is you doing?
I don't know. I'm waffling. I'm twerking on the fence. JJ.
Yeah, you
Save
been
me,
waffling
Jay.
all
Save me, Jay. Because I'm flip-flopping.
While Sean is twerking on the fence.
He was copping please for Emily. Now he copping please for Miss Donna. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I get where Sean coming from with the need. She's trying to make it a soft blow. However,
With that face scrunched up, Jay?
I mean, it's fine. She make faces the whole time, so I can't do nothing with her and them faces. However, it's fine to tell a person how you feel and all, but when you be trying to group everybody into it and say this is how the collective feel, just hush. Just hush, because you really don't know. And don't get me wrong, you might be talking to the girls in the background and all this stuff like that, but they might be keeping some of their cards close to their chest. They might be playing you in the end. So you should just hush. You can tell him how you feel that, maybe y'all first interaction didn't go well or whatnot and stuff. And it was funny to me, even though we getting on Donna, but how he was sitting there saying that we didn't have an interaction in the first place for you to be judging from. Like, sir, no, we didn't have an interaction because you're too busy talking to everybody else. Hence why I am telling you this right now. She would have been better off just staying right there. Like, yeah, I was trying to have an interaction with you, but you were trying to interact with everybody else while we were talking, because we see it in the playback. And they were having an interaction until he started trying to be, hi, my name is, to everybody. That was hella rude. So for him to be like, we ain't had nothing to judge off of, it's like, no, we did. You just don't remember because you was too busy talking to everybody. However, sis, keep your judgment to self. Don't group everybody up in there. Because at the end of the day, half of these ladies ain't even your friends. So don't be speaking for these people. You don't even know these people. Just go on. Tell them how you feel about your first interaction and just keep it pushing.
Hear it 100%. I love it. Hear it 100%. Okay, let's move on to another scenario, because obviously Darius was involved with Ashley, and we got a bit more information about Darius and Ashley. Darius has 4 kids. Ashley has none, and she wants 2 or 3 more. So want to get your kind of perspective, and get on this lot. So let's have a look at at this. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can get my thing up. There we go. He's back with them chiller furs, boy, coming out looking like fabulous.
I would need that so we become a family as one.
Do you feel like since I don't have kids, I don't know a lot about them?
No reservations. When I put everything on the floor, I'm ready to go. What I feel in you from talking to you, you're the most passionate person here.
He's trying to ruin her life. He's trying to ruin her life.
What do you mean?
He don't want nothing good for that lady. That's a very
What makes you say that?
That's a very sweet, beautiful lady. If he really cared about him, he would take him and his bundle of kids, his Brady Bunch selection of kids, and he would get the hell on and get away from that lady with no kids. He got a lot going on, and he don't want nothing good for that lady.
Damn.
I hope she stay away from him.
I mean, actually looked like she wanted to let him ruin it. You get me? But yes, Sean.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He want to ruin it, and she's willing to go because that base level conversation they had talking about I'm a straight shooter and I'm fertile myrtle. It's like, come on now. And he got 4, she want 2, maybe 3. You know that's a spades hand. That's a good spades hand right there. And in this economy, I don't know what we talking about with no 6, 7 kids running around. That is a lot to go through. So I don't know. I don't know how serious she is. I hope that, you know, similar to some of the other ladies we've seen, like with Tay in previous seasons, you know, like just if you like him, great, but please, we've seen this play out too many times. You know, how many different seasons we see guys with like more than 2 kids, and then you got a woman with no kids. It never works out well. It just really doesn't. And I don't think he's going to be the one to break the mold.
Oh, I guess it's my turn. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. I ain't pay much attention to this conversation outside of the fact that he was saying that he got 4 kids and she had none. And then I was just like, we're kind of done at this point. I probably checked out. I'm with the consensus on this one. It very rarely works. I mean, I don't know what his lifestyle is like. Maybe he is a type that like a lot of kids. There are some people out there that do like having a bunch of children and have the means to take care of them. So if he does have the means, by all means, actually waste your time. Cause you gotta figure out if he gonna fit in that time frame of when you're trying to have all these kids or whatever and stuff like that. But if not, and you want to have a first with somebody, please just continue to move on. Now, she could be just being polite because she's trying to keep these votes going and all this stuff like that. I'm not mad at her, but I hope that she's just in the back of her mind, just weighing all her pros and cons with every single person and make a rash decision. I really like Ashley. She seemed pretty level-headed, so we're going to see how it goes as we move forward.
Boom shakala. Okay. Then there was obviously, well, since we're talking about Ashley, and she was really cute here, I know, but she had obviously a conversation with Cardi, her and Cardi conversed, and he told her, she said obviously she liked the fact that they had a deep, well, I shouldn't say deep, words in her mouth, where she said obviously that she likes the fact that he mentally stimulates her as well. Okay, all right, simply a little clip because here we go. Simone and Pumbaa coming out here looking like Mufasa.
Yeah, let me just be myself.
It's through these fun moments, the things that we may be comfortable with or even uncomfortable, and we can really excel to be like, you know what, I like how Ashley killed it. She may be going through any other type of adversity and stuff, but
but we
whatever
came
it is.
here and she let it all go.
She let it all go. She let it all go.
What's your thoughts to Ashley and Cardi? She seemed like she felt like he was her intellectual match. Hopefully that will take over before the madness takes over with Darius. How do we see Cardi and Ashley? What do we see about these two, man? Do we see anything from these two?
Friendship.
Friendship. Okay.
Not the friendship.
Why are we saying friendship?
I wasn't getting it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I wasn't seeing too much romantic. I do see Cardi being relaxed in this moment. It's probably because there's no pressure or whatnot. He may be slightly interested in her. She is a very beautiful woman, but I don't know if it's like an all-around mutual connection going both ways. So that's why I'm just saying, like, at this point, friendship is just enough to like make conversation, open up, get to know each other, make sure we still good, not on the chopping block. But I don't see her, like, I see her more engaged with, who is that? Chris, that's the fashion person we were just talking about. Is that Chris?
Darius.
Darius. Yeah, I see her more like engaged with him than I did with Cardi, but maybe that's just me.
That's a fair perspective and objective. You know what I mean? I thought they were emotionally connecting, but hey, you're probably right. They probably have more of a friendship, so I can't be mad at that. See where Sean, any thoughts to these two?
You can go, Sean.
Yeah, I'm with Jay on this. I don't see chemistry. I mean, I need to see a little bit more because it's not anything romantic that's jumping out, especially because Cardi was very awkward in the first episode and a half, you know, and I think the elimination maybe kicked in and got him to, you know, talk to himself in the mirror and re-strategize. But I need to see more. I need to see more if there's a genuine connection. Right now, I just see she's being nice and he's just talking.
Yeah, I wish I had more to add.
Not all we got was a
I swear I wish I had more to add.
I mean, listen, hey, I mean, I think, you know, I think when you compare her interaction with Cardi, when you compare it to Darius, the fact that she even said that, you know, she's getting a little bit hot and bothered, or she's getting a little bit, you know, passionate, quote unquote, to say, with Darius, tells us where her actual interaction of attraction lies. But we know that women grow in attraction. So Cardi being her friend, it can grow to be there. So it's not necessary that Cardi's out the game. He just needs to keep applying that pressure, and she will grow to like him.
That's quite possible.
As you want to troll tonight.
All roads, you know, all roads are gonna wind up back there. That's where they're gonna end.
Women can grow and shrink with attraction, depending on how you.
We ain't got enough time for it to grow in this process, Kojo. So good try.
She's gonna end up with the bad boy.
Which one?
Darius.
Well,
he plays cards right.
That'll be wasting her time and wasting an experience on the show.
She's such a pretty girl too.
So
I'm waiting for you to get to my fave though, Dominique. That's who I want to talk about. Dominique.
She's a vixen. She's trouble.
I definitely would crumble. I can't lie to you. If I did an interview,
Sean, why you ain't healed yet? God ain't through with you yet, Sean.
Of course not.
No, ain't.
So I said big neek.
Mm-hmm.
It's every season Sean showing where he the true him.
She got a nice arch in the foot too. Yeah, she's a pretty one. She a pretty one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah,
I can't wait for these women. I don't see why these women are all that pretty on this season. Please don't get in the chat saying that hate and mess, please.
Yeah, there's some baddies in this
There's some baddies. They all types of shapes, sizes, and colors on this
yeah.
season.
Even that tall one who gets on my nerves, keep telling the guys to twist and turn around. She's
exactly. Come on now,
pretty woman.
Please don't get in the comments.
I wouldn't be turning around in a circle for her, but I would definitely.
Come on, Sean, you could throw that in a circle one time for her.
No, that is a circle.
I'll do a little twerk for her.
He's actually that was nuts behavior.
I wouldn't do it. Sorry.
Katie said she's seen them comments. I'm looking like, come on now. I need y'all to be for real. Come on now. Talking about I don't see nothing different. Go look at this season and go look at the rest of the seasons and come back and tell me what you find. Cut it out.
That's right. I agree with you. Cut it out indeed. Anyway, sorry. Let me leave foot arches alone. All right, let's talk about obviously Ed and talk about Donna. They had a date. But obviously, unfortunately, she's not a Christian. She's spiritual. And Ed is, I think, saying he's Christian. So
be around beautiful women. So
go on.
Sometimes, you know, my hand starts. Yeah.
My first thought is you're flirting with me. I think you probably are familiar with this type of woman, but I'm gonna take it.
What does like your 5 years?
I can't lie. Why the hell does she look like somebody's wife that's been for 10 years as a pastor's wife and look like an absolute beautiful specimen in this confessional? I like this pastor's wife attire that she got going on, like she's cleaning the house in the date with Ed. I was like, what's going on, sis? You got that in your wardrobe and you bringing out the pastor's wife attire? Like, I was confused. But
is it just me, or does she give a I got a white mama vibe?
Wow.
Yeah, she just giving every time she says something, it just gives my mama white for various different reasons.
Wow. I'm not the expert on this one.
She also reminds me slightly of what's the dude's ex-wife, the one that was on Selling Tampa. What's her name?
Yeah.
Sherelle Rosado.
Bree.
But Sherelle just don't act. Sherelle act regular. She act like I don't know.
No, I don't mean personality. Just looks. Looks wise.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know. Something up with Miss Donna. I don't know.
Donna with an H on the end.
Yeah, I can call it.
She might be an AKA too. No, no disrespect to the lovely ladies, but
She's the one who's been wearing the pearls. She's something, huh?
No, that was the other lady. That was
I thought that was her. Cause she's finishing her school.
Nah. She's the one that's a mathematician. That one who's doing the pearls is her name is Shana, whatever.
Somebody in the chat said Nicole.
No, Nicole.
No, Nicole is a tall one.
Nicole is fine. Shannon, that's it. Shannon. It's Shannon that wears the pearls. She's a nurse that was wearing the pearls, etc. She's the one that said that she's a little bit that she's wifey material, almost that kind of energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like her personality. She's a good one.
This one is Donna. Donna's the mathematician. Donna's the one that said she's calculating she's calculating you and judging you. And that was
Donna's throwing me off. She looked like somebody who called the police on you. I don't know.
Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
She's really pretty here.
Your gold fan look like?
Ooh, with the Steve Harvey questions. Okay, right.
It's just here. I don't know why. You know what? Things happen.
No.
I didn't like the top. I'm not even judging. I'm just saying. I just saw what's in the wardrobe. Beware of what?
Calling the police. I don't know. Something up.
What's your thoughts on her spiritualism? Her spiritualism versus Christianity.
I mean, it tracks for the vibe that she gives. It tracks.
Okay.
I wasn't surprised. She said we could do everything in her house. We could be Muslim, Christian, Jewish. We could speak to the pebbles. We could do a seance. We can meditate. Whatever you want to do. She's cool with it.
She odd. Yes, another round. See what's killing me.
I guess she ain't giving first lady, huh?
At this point,
not a no black
first.
Not first lady of no black church.
Hey, she said she's gonna keep her religion options open. Good luck to her. Good luck to her, because I feel like people that are hard founded in their religion, it's gonna be a hard battle. It's gonna be hard, especially if you have one that it has like opposing views from which you're used to. I know she likes to say that she's kind of open and she's okay and you could do whatever you want. That's a tough battle to live in a household, and then to think to have to raise kids in such a dynamic or whatever, because it's like, okay, so you get a Jew, so you get a Muslim, so you get a Buddhist. Like, how does that work? Because if you don't understand it, what are you going to do with it? How are you not going to offend somebody's religion from time to time if you don't even know about it? So, I mean, unless she's well versed in all religion, and she just haven't landed in her particular one because she's researching them all. I just don't see her having a successful relationship being as open and dating possibly somebody that is fixed in their religion.
If Kojo's talking, you're mute.
Sorry, I was saying, Sean, do you have any additions to that before we move on?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need you to believe in something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I need you to be going to Bible study on Tuesday, be in prayer, all night prayer on Friday, and be in church all day Sunday from 9 to 9. But I do need you to believe in something. I need you to be rooted in something, whatever that is. Because then I can determine if we're aligned. But if you say everything goes, then it's just kind of like, well, what are you really about? Like, where's your stance? Where's your stance? So I would need to know that. Those types of answers probably would have me kind of like, oh, okay, we're not a match, because you can't be all everything goes. I need you to have this is my primary belief. I believe in this. I don't believe in that. So that's kind of where I stand on with that.
He's loud and clear. All right, let's shift it to another couple. You know what I mean? Oh, my internet want to play out. Okay, let's shift it to another couple. Okay, because baby, it ain't easy, not too bad. All right, let me get Shannon and Devon, because they had a little conversation before I go to my last couple, Devon and Dio and Augustus. Let's talk about the fact we have two nerds, and I love nerds. I think they're amazing. You know what I mean? I think this could work. If someone stays in their lane, because I don't think Devon's gonna stay in your lane. Devon wants himself a baddie.
Tastes bitter. It's a sort of specific taste only to beer. I want you to try it.
You want me to
I
try
want to
it?
be the first that you experience this with.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It smells good.
Okay, that's a good step.
She got them pearls on. Like, I know it's part of the sorority, so I've been told several times it's part of the sorority. I just think it's a little bit dated, but it's a different culture for me, so I have to learn to understand that. But I still think it's a little bit dated. It's giving grandma. I'm gonna need them to release it, but that's my perspective. You may have a different perspective. You may see it differently. What are we thinking about the fact that Devon and Shannon, they had a little bit of a quirky kind of conversation. They had a conversation about Harry Potter. Hey, Harry Potter, you get the right kind of girl, right kind of guy. It's kind of sexy. Okay, talking about Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. Oh my guy, you know what I mean? But how did you guys see these two and their interaction, Devon and also Shannon? Could this be something? Could this be something forming now? With Devon and Shannon. I know that Devon already made a move on Dominique, so I think I think he likes a little bit of a baddie, Devon. But I wonder if he's actually collecting baddies in real life. Maybe actually Shannon's more his type of woman that actually come towards him. Sometimes you gotta recognize your league that you're in. You know what I mean? What's thoughts? Yes.
I mean, I do think he's playing. I do see that. Like, I don't know if I guess my early assessment is he's not serious about her. I think she's beautiful. I think she's like has a natural beauty to her. So I hope he's not playing, but it looks that way. Like he's just being flirtatious. He's just trying to see where her boundaries are, maybe. But this little geeking out he's doing, I don't know. I'm not buying it just yet.
You're not buying the Harry Potter flirtations.
Nah, then he trying to shove beer down her throat. You know, it's like, come on, bro. What are we doing? Pick a lane.
Maybe he's trying to perform a little magic.
Okay. Bilbo Baggins.
Technically, Bilbo Baggins is actually the Hobbit, but no.
Oh, and that from
It's close.
Harry Potter? And didn't they offshoot from that? That's two separate
You
things.
see, that's how you going. That's how you going. That's how you gonna get found out. Now you
I
ain't
could
gonna
have
have
swore
no
that was
special
Lord of the
time.
Rings, but carry on.
You're right.
Look,
It's even Lord of the Rings. Not even
I'm
Hobbit.
I'm not the expert. All that anime, Harry Potter, Lord of the
And that's
Rings.
how you gonna miss out on a little special time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You better know your peoples. Okay, she gonna come up dressed up. You're gonna be like, "Is that Bubble Baggins?" You know what I mean? Now you're gonna offend her feelings. See, that's what I'm saying. Sure, you gonna name the wrong show. You're gonna turn Miss Shannon off. Okay. She's like, "No, silly. This is Harry Potter."
Okay, I'll be like, "Well, educate me, baby girl. Tell me, show me."
Well, she's now turned off, so you have to educate her another time. So you ruined the moment. Another round. What's your thoughts on these two?
Now you ruined the
Wishes and
moment.
witches?
Damn. Okay. I mean, again, could just be me because I was just watching it on some speed run, but it felt weird. Oh dang! Here they go. They want to call me now.
Here they go.
No, because I'm getting a call now because I must be ready to say this prayer for this food. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So I gotta go to bless this food. Anyway, I just felt weird because I was just like, though she is picking up on his quirky side, I was like, is he into you though? Like you're like giving vibes like you're into him about being quirky or whatever, but it just sounded like he was just being friendly. I feel like he's just sold on Dominique right now and he's not really trying to budge anywhere else or whatnot, and he's just being cordial with everybody else because I wasn't getting the energy reciprocated back from him. I don't know, but that was just me. Oh, okay. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Love y'all. Friendsgiving is going on.
See you soon, baby
Don't
girl.
worry, we're gonna follow
All
right
right.
behind you at this point.
All right, bye.
Anyway, bye, Babs. Seaway, what's your thoughts to Shannon and Devon? How you seeing them?
Shannon. Hold on. I need a clip. I need a picture again.
Oh, you need a picture? There we go.
Oh yeah. I really like them. Yeah.
Yeah,
I really like their vibe. I kind of liked what she brought out of him that we didn't really see with his interaction with the one that Sean really likes. I think she brought out a very like quirky side of him, and it was I just like their vibe. She is very pretty and down to earth. I like how she's her too. She has her own personality and she leans into that, and she seems like she's very in tune and at peace with, you know, her being herself, and I like that. And I thought they had a nice little vibe. His jury is still out on him too, not for what y'all think. The jury is just still out on just what he got going on. I can't quite figure him out though.
I hear that. I ain't going mad at it. You know, I think it's nice to have a bit of a nerd love. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be able to be their full, authentic selves. So when you have a little something that you guys can actually bond over, it's amazing, man. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna bond over Harry Potter, let it be Harry Potter you bond over. You know, if it's gonna be Hobbit or Lord of the Rings or Boba Baggins, whichever one, let's just begin to just enjoy that together. And if you can, someone can bring that out of you. It's nice when someone else is able to have some of the similar interests as you do. Right. You bond differently when someone has similar interests to you. You know, so I get it, man. Look, he cracking up and laughing like he ain't never laughed before. So he clearly was enjoying that day. He was clearly enjoying the festivities of being, you know, with Shannon and talking to her and her bringing out that different side as well. I think that's a major thing. But yes, you're right. I think he may still have his sights on Dominique, and it's understandable. That girl put paws on him. That man has never seen those moves before. She put on world-class moves. That brother still thinks he's got a chance. He thinks he has a chance. Definitely. He doesn't know he's in the spider's web.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, he's going to have that, unfortunately. So hopefully he sees the light early so he doesn't ruin this connection that he has with Shannon by trying to go for the big fish. You know how sometimes you go for the big fish and really and truly the fish is too big for you. you know, and your rod, pause, can't contain that kind of big fish. So he just needs to be aware that, you know, it doesn't miss out on a great woman just because he's focused on the wrong things. In that space, yeah. Okay. What's it, Sean? What?
I'm looking at Rosemary Carter's comment. That is wild.
That comment sent me, but she may not be wrong. She may be right.
I did say
what?
I did say that obviously it's instant. I said anytime we have the luxury car thing because of Rashid now, I'm scared. You know, sometimes I'll be scared, like, are they doing something they shouldn't be doing? But I don't know if he is a stripper, to be honest.
There's something going on.
Something that we don't know. Okay. Okay, well, last one that was a major one. Let's look at it. Is Dayo and Dominique. My God, is that woman fine?
This whole thing. Hope y'all do.
Okay.
Obviously me, because I'm sitting right.
Oh, hold on now.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Did you see the arch?
God-fearing and spiritual. That's a big thing. That's huge.
Well, I love the Lord. That's what you got to know.
Do you go to church weekly? Like, is that?
My daddy is a pastor.
Yeah, listen, man, you need to stay clear of this kind of woman. She is a ruin your life type of woman. I'm telling you now. Okay, all right. When she starts spinning the straw in the drink, yeah, I said, listen, that's that voodoo working its magic again. Sean, what's your thoughts on this? I know you saw the arch foot.
Sign me up. Wait, you don't have the scene when with Dominique and old boy, the last one, where he tried to kiss her and she nicely dubbed him.
Oh, that's
the last episode. That's not this episode. That's the last one.
Oh, that was episode 2?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. I was hoping we were going to talk about that.
You can talk about it, bro. You can run up into this next conversation by running from there.
Okay. Well, listen, I the way it's like, and you know, I'm usually looking at you with one of my eyes open and the other one closed when you get to talking about your dark arts, you and Jay and Al said. But I got to say, this lady got dark arts on her because when she went to touching his lip and she like put her hand like right in the area of his lip, and then she was like, oh, I see something. Can I remove that? Yo. I was like, you need to teach a class, lady, because what? Can I get that right on my lip? And I don't like people touching me in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get real germophobia with it, but I would have just been like, But I definitely would not have tried to lean in for a kiss, though. He overplayed his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she was like, the way she did it was so effortlessly. Like, if you're going to dub me like that. Because when she was like, you trying to kiss me? And then she like leaned in and she was like, if you get anything, you gonna get this cheek. You ain't gonna get my mouth. I was like, listen, come pick up your clothes. You got me folded. Because the way she did that, skip to this scene with old boy, I was like, yo, she had me hooked. She had me hooked, the legs crossed, hair beautiful, just like she is. I don't know what it is about her, but she has that energy, and I would be signed up, and she would definitely have me trying to figure out how I'm gonna get my situation together with her. Their conversation did confuse me a little bit because she's a PK. We know PKs, Seaway, no shade, but you know, PKs are a little rebellious, so I get it. But then he talking about my dad's and a mom, and then when she was like, so well, what do you believe? Like, you know, trying to get to the root of it, and he was like, well, I was raised by my mother. All right, brother. Like, come on, brother. Like, let's be serious. Like, let's be so for real. Are you just bumping your gums? because when they started having that back and forth dialogue about what their core beliefs are, I was like, okay, now I definitely can't take him serious. And I kind of starting to not take her serious, because when she asked him, am I going to have to wear them clothes? I was like, Dominique, come on,
sis. Because she said, you see his body?
Right.
Both of you guys are lost in the sauce right now.
I mean, see where did you see the arch in the foot? I just need you to understand. Did you see the arch in the foot? Did you see the arch in the foot? I just want you to acknowledge the arch. Just the arch in the foot told me all I need to know. Them sold me. Once that arch came in, I stopped listening. I might also pick somebody who's also I love too at this point. I get, you know, you can be converted if she was Allah. You know what I mean? But all jokes aside, what was your thoughts, Seaway, to the fact that they had a conversation which was different faiths in that space as well? Oh, they done sold Seaway down the river. The audio. I'm sure she's talking, but she can't be here. We can't hear her. Seaway, we cannot hear you. I think the system took you out, babe.
Not the system. Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you, babe.
Can you say it again?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, what's your thoughts on the fact they had different faiths and different religions, you know, and them trying to make it work, and you know, in the end, she actually said she said she was cool with it.
It felt like she's just trying to win. She's just trying to, win something right now. This is not serious. Because she first started with, it's very important to her Christianity, and then he says that he's Muslim, right?
Yeah.
Then she talked about, well, we can bend on that. What are we talking about right now? Like, I don't even know. It just seems like everyone's kind of going with the wind at this point. And that's not to say that you can't, you know what I mean? That's not to say that, like, there's not households where that works, but it's just where when people start with, it's very important that we have, like my Christianity and, my faith and this, that. And then as soon as, I don't know, a man with some money or whatever he got going on, says that he's Muslim, then you bend. It's just like, okay, let's move on.
Are you serious about your belief? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually serious about your beliefs. It's true. Sean?
Yeah, I just need to hear more, because he don't seem like he's really Islamic or Muslim. And I don't know, is she really like full of, like, I think people have gravitated, especially within the last 5 to 10 years, people have really gravitated away from, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and they kind of just throw this umbrella catch-all phrases out there. And I think there's people that are on a range now. So I don't know where she falls on the range, but if you really are a believer and somebody is telling you that they are not, or they are of a different faith, I think it's hard foundationally to form a relationship like that's serious. Because if this is ready to love, then that means relationship, serious relationship, and then ultimately down the line, hopefully marriage, then kids, right? Having two different interfaith marriages are very difficult to manage. And before anybody in the comments, my mama was Jewish and my daddy was Baptist. Yes, anything can happen. Yeah, but it's one of the, I think, top 10 reasons for divorce. Might be top 5, but I'm not going to say it's 5, but I definitely know it's top 10. Religion and core fundamental differences are there. So I'm just saying, if we're talking a love connection, it's a very foundational thing that's very different. And we're talking about families merging. So if her pappy is a pastor and you want to marry her, you're going to have a very hard time. I don't care what she says, you're going to have a very hard time in that relationship. and his pappy is an imam. So we have the battle of who's going to win, whose religion is going to take precedence. So yeah, I just feel like it's going to be a problem at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but when things start to seriously get serious, it's going to be an issue. And I just know that that's not an issue that I want. If foundationally we don't both believe in Jesus, it's going to have to be wrapped up because it can't be serious.
Okay.
We could debate about how many times we go to church and, you know, all that other stuff, because that's, you know, those are things that can be negotiated. But if you're praying to Mecca and I'm praying to Jesus, and those are two very different things. I'm sorry. Is there overlap? Is it certain things rooted in Judeo-Christianism? Yes, it is. Yes, there's intersectionality. Of course, we get that. But foundationally, they are very different. So that's my TED Talk. I don't think it's going nowhere for too long. And I did see them kissing next episode. You can kiss. You could do a lot of things, but that don't mean long-term relationship and love.
Into one night yet. See, wait, any other contributions towards that?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, listen, look, our time has come to an end, and you know me, I was aiming for that 2-hour mark. So I told you, an hour and a half today. That's what I got in me.
We early. It's hard for us, Kojo, today.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I can't even lie. It's late, innit? You know, we need to go back to our normal time. So yeah, I'll go back to my normal time. And I got my laptop back, my original laptop, so I can actually start doing video edits again. So I'm going back to old school. When I do the reviews for you guys, the short reviews, I'll probably edit the videos into it, so you'll probably be able to see what I'm doing. So going back to pre-2022, you hear me? I ain't done it for a little while. Still, God give us strength. Sean, give us the benediction before my eyes shut permanently, man, for a couple of hours. Lord, in Jesus' name. I'm not saying permanent into the heavens, you know what I mean?
We gotta watch our words.
You gotta watch what you say, you know what I mean, before you're an obituary.
Although we've come to the end of the road, you know.
Come on.
I just think, you know, there's a couple of great takeaways in this season. I think there's a lid for every pot, and it's best to assess early on if our pots and our lids align. And then I think sometimes it's best to move on. I think the other thing that we have uncovered is, feedback is a gift, and sometimes we have to be open to hearing the feedback that we get, especially if it's people that are experiencing us from the first time, because you may know you, but other people know how they see you. So be open to that. Don't be defensive. Be willing to hear it. Also, like, foundationally, we have to know what are our boundaries. Boundaries are important. Like, what are our non-negotiables? You know, and I think we need to be on the same page foundationally when it comes to our beliefs, right? If we don't share the core beliefs, that's a setup for destruction down the line. You know, you get so caught up in building and liking, and you start realizing your house is not built on a solid foundation, and then the house gets to falling apart. So make sure in the beginning, foundationally, y'all are on the same page. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Okay. Listen, look, it's been amazing conversations. We'll be back to a normal time next week. What am I doing next week? I know I'm doing something next week, but no, normal time. I know I'm going to be somewhere next week, but still normal time. I won't be at home next week. I'll be
y'all got Thanksgiving. I know y'all don't.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving. When's your Thanksgiving? 27th?
Is this week coming up? Yeah.
Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, Thursday. So y'all gonna be at home?
Mm-hmm.
Eating good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hear it. We'll try and maybe do something in between then as well for you guys who are going to be at home. Maybe a little special live show.
They're gonna be home Thursday and Friday because they shouldn't be out there shopping after what the government pulled this year. I hope people ain't out there doing too much in them streets.
Well, you know, listen, DT out here. You know, he out here trying his best to make sure he rewriting history. So, yeah, you know, at this point, so you can say God bless you and good luck for that one. But listen, audience, thank you so much. As I said, we'll be back next week for another installment of Ready to Love. Yes, I know Married at First Sight, we've got another live on Tuesday night to do the reunion. Apparently, the next Married at First Sight series is about to start soon too as well, because, you know, now they're on Peacock. Yeah, bro, now they're on Peacock, bro. They're going to be churning them out, blood. Yeah, they're going to be churning them out. So that'll be there as well. So we look forward to, I guess, chopping up about that too. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that wonderful bell button. And for those of you who are returnees as well, listen, don't play with it, stay hydrated, because the streets out there are hot. I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna leave you. Okay, all right. But we know we gotta leave you a little video, just a little something, you know, as always, because you know you gotta give you a little something to go by. Okay, all right. But we'll see you again soon.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
That's right. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Good night. We'll see you again very, very soon.